Hey everyone, welcome back to the Healthy Body Podcast. My name is Brianna Wilkerson. I'm your host, I'm your coach, I'm your oils advocate, and I'm your friend. And I say that because, as we start this month talking about digestion, and as we start, going into the spring and to the summer, and I think things are just feeling new for me as well. I've, recently moved back to the Tampa, Florida area after being home in Cayman for 6 years, and took a break from some things with Madewell, such as one-on-one coaching, and just trying to figure out where does Madewell or Madewell 345, whichever one you want to call it, fit into my life in this season. And I just want to take a moment to talk about that, and then we'll talk about digestion a little bit, because we're going to talk about the rest of the month. I am passionate. I am extremely passionate and called to help women and support women have healthy bodies, but healthy lives. I just know it is the thing that I feel the most alive in. It is the thing that I wake up and think about doing, is just really seeing women thrive. And I think often as I look back on my journey, as I work on my book, which I just got so much stuff to update you guys on, so I'll update you as I go along. I started to realize that it started with my body, like caring for my body, but then it also permeated into all these other aspects of my life. I started to honor not just my body, not just trying to get a healthy body I love and I was proud of. I started to honor my life, myself, because when you start to treat your physical being, your physical, you can't do anything in life without your body. You got to show up some way with your body. When you start to do that, there's something that clicks in you when you start to love and appreciate who you are and you start to think, hey, I have more to offer this world. I have more that I just want to enjoy, and that's good, and I should go forward in it. And, I work full time now as the managing director of a church here in Tampa, well, group of churches. And I feel like the church is all about helping missionaries be mission and creating churches around the city and around the world. We are about empowering people in their calling to go do what they feel called to do. That's what the Underground Network's about. And I just started to think about my calling. And I started to realize that it's multifaceted, and it always has been, and I think it always will be. I think I'm called to do what I'm doing now full time. And I think I'm also called to support women in multiple ways, and especially through Madewell. I just know. So when I show up in your inbox or on your audio or watching your YouTube video each week, it's not because doing a business is something cool. I think it actually is cool. It is fun, and it's super empowering for women to succeed in it and do it. But I think for me, it's because literally it's what I want to do. I want to be with you. I want to talk to you, and I want to see you have a healthy body and healthy life. That's just what I want. I want that for every woman, especially women like me who have struggled to find that, who have struggled to really find a way to care for their body that was sustainable, was good, was honoring, was life-giving, and also find a way to love and care for their lives that is sustainable, joyful, and life-giving. And I don't think you have to, I think you can have both, and you just got to work at one at a time. So just know that, yes, I'm working full-time in something else that I'm super passionate about, but I'm still going to show up, not because I think I need to, but because I want to. I want to be here. I want to be talking to you, and I want to be supporting you. And I'm serious when I say this. I care for you. I don't even know who you are, half of you probably. Hopefully I know all of you. You should join my Healthy Body Community free group, if not, or join my academy, and then we can get to know each other better. I have a heart that cares, and I have a heart that wants to fight for women, and fight for our well-being, and fight for us to thrive. And so when I come into this place of wanting to teach you, wanting to share things with you, and even as I write my first book on all of this stuff, it is from a place of, I want you to know you're not alone. I've been there, and there's other people who are there. And you don't have to go at it alone. You don't have to keep struggling. You don't have to keep, there's freedom, there's hope. in the areas of really having a healthy body that you love and you're proud of, and getting past that dieting cycle, not just nutritionally, like food dieting, but like exercise, all that, taking care of yourself for a while, and then you don't anymore, that you can break that. And so when I come to you, the topics I talk about are real, and there are things that I've journeyed with, and there are things that if you really look at caring for your body in nutrition, exercise, stress, sleep, digestion, toxic low mindset habits, I promise you, you will go on a longer journey, but more sustainable and more joyful and more transformative journey in really getting that healthy body you love and you're proud of, and living this life that you want and you desire and you deserve. You deserve to have a life and life to its full. You deserve to be made well. And so to this topic that I'm talking about this month, and having two wonderful guests on, and then doing an Essential Wellness podcast on, have created a free resource for you, as well as my paid coaching program. It's all about that. I'm offering you one-on-one calls for free. I'm just doing a bunch of stuff on this topic, but all these other topics, is because literally this is stuff I want to teach you, stuff that I've learned, that if I had not learned that, I would not be here, because I have learned a lot of secrets, I call them, a lot of truths that no one really is guiding people through. That not no one, there's actually tons of people, I should say. I've met them along the way. But digestion, excretion, your poop, I just said it, gas, diarrhea, all those things are not sexy to talk about. And I just said sexy. They're not great to talk about, but it's important to talk about it. And the two guests that are coming on talk about it. Trust me, I was just like, whoa, we're going there. Let's talk about poop. But it's because literally your body and all your systems are designed to work together. And your digestive system, it's very important that it's functioning the way it should. Because even if you're eating all this great stuff, exercising, if you're stressed out, not sleeping, eating tons of processed foods, you would be eating well, but anyways, not giving your body the good bacteria, that your microbiome, that's a big word, we'll talk about that in the masterclass if you want to learn more about it, that it needs, your immune system isn't functioning well, because 60 to 80% of your immune system is within your digestive gut, your stomach, the intestines, all those. There's so many parts of your digestive system. It's all there. And so when we feel a lot of discomfort, whether it's because of a chronic, actually autoimmune condition we have, or just occasional, that means something's just not working right. And I think I know that there are many people out there who've struggled way too long and think it's normal to have gas all the time, think it's normal to eat spicy food and go to the bathroom. It's just, there are so many things that actually aren't normal. And we just need to do a better job of taking care of it and knowing about our body. Knowing that once we eat food, it goes through our esophagus, goes through the other areas and gets turned into bile, goes to your small intestine, your large intestine, then your anus, that's a very technical term, and then out. Your body gets rid of what it doesn't need, right? So if it's not getting rid of what it doesn't need properly, it's eventually going to be absorbed back into your body and all that sort of stuff, right? So knowing how your digestive system and your excretion system work together is extremely important to actually your body being able to use the nutrients you're giving it through eating. And so I'm going to just share with you three different tips on healing your gut, and really moving to that place where you can heal these unfavorable conditions that may be happening in your body. And before I do that, I will just, announcements, because I might forget, because I feel like I'm passionate right now. I'm on a roll. Is one, yes, I'm talking about digestion and healthy gut in all platforms. Here on the podcast, in my free group, Healthy Body Community, and the My Made Well doTERRA Essential Oils group, and in the Academy. And the Academy, if you're like someone who wants to actually learn about all this stuff, the Academy is where you're gonna get it. I'm going in and talking about gut health basics, autoimmune conditions, the digestion, and how that process works, and more resources and more tips on how to actually have a healthy gut, so therefore you can have a healthy body. right? Because many people actually struggle with malnutrition, not from the point that they're not eating, but their body cannot use what it's supposedly like even what they're eating. And so that may be your condition. It may be the opposite for you, whatever it may be. Just know that there's hope, and you can get past it. In the masterclass and the Healthy Body Academy is where we're going to talk about that this month. And you're going to get coaching around that and support around really overcoming those gut issues you may face. And so, yep, join the other groups too as well, so you can get some support in around oils as supplements and to really care for your gut. And yeah, I decided that I wanted to open up some space, so for some free calls this month. So couple free essential oil calls and a couple free coaching calls. And that is a space where if you're ready to get started with essential oils, I use doTERRA, just let you know, that is a place where you can sign up the essential oils consultation. And even if you're already on my team and you just need like a booster of like understanding, or you want to talk more about digestion or all these other topics, you can book those calls too. I only have a limited amount of spots. First come, first serve. And then in coaching, if you're looking for the practical side of how do I change my habits, what things should I do, not just around digestion, but any of the things we talk about on this podcast and that I talk about, I have a limited number of those free coaching calls as well. So if you go to madewell345.com/free coaching call, that's the coaching like lifestyle habits call we'll talk about. And then if you go to madewell345.com/essential oils consultation, you can get the essential oils consultation there. I will link all of that here in the blog post, so check that out. So if you're not like, I'll link that all here in the show notes as well. So let me just briefly then talk about 3 tips. There's actually 7 total, but the rest will be in the 7 tips to heal your gut guide that's in my free resource library. I offer a lot of resources if you haven't gotten or realized that. I will say, if you're at the stage, how you know what's good for you? If you're at the stage where you just want to get some tips, a little bit of encouragement, my free resource library, Healthy Body Resource Library, and Healthy Body Community is for you. That's where you're going to get those stuff. And then obviously this podcast. But if you're at the stage where you need accountability, you would like guidance and coaching and encouragement, support, then the academy's from you from the coaching side. And with the oils, we'll talk more about oils in the 4th podcast episode of this month. But similar, the free group, I have a free group there. I have a free essential oils resource library. That's, of course, where you're going to get tips, a lot of education. But actually getting the oils is what, like, you can learn all you want. You can learn all you want, but you need them to use them. Okay? So that's just to differentiate what's the difference between your free and paid. The paid stuff is always where you're actually going to see transformation if you apply this stuff, right? So 3 tips. There's 7 of them. Again, grab this for the free resource library, Healthy Body Resource Library. The first one is very basic, but it could actually be the most transformative for you. And it's basically eat more whole foods and less processed foods. So what I mean by that is that when you eat more whole foods, it has the nutrients, the fiber, and a bunch of other stuff that your body needs to break down, and your body recognizes it mostly as safe, breaks it down, and it does what it needs to do and gets it where it needs to go, and it absorbs the nutrient it needs to absorb. The problem with processed foods is, one, it's stripping away out a lot of the nutrients, stripping away a lot of the fibers, but also it's adding in a bunch of foreign stuff that your body is not familiar with. So for me, when I did focus on more whole foods, I realized I had less gas. I went to the bathroom more regularly, and I just had more energy and felt healthier. And that is because I was eating more whole, nutritious foods that had a lot of good stuff for me, and not as much processed foods that stripped the good stuff and had a lot of not so good stuff. Right? So just simply trying to pick one meal that you're eating more whole foods and then slowly changing that is a great, great way to go. And in the academy, I actually give 60 whole food recipes this month for the ladies to really kind of dive deeper and actually get some of these recipes. The second thing is chewing your food. So this is something I struggle with because I'm a fast eater. It's in my family. I'm ready to eat, ready to chow down. But the issue is that by chewing your food slowly and completely, it signals to your brain and mouth to prepare food for digestion. And it's actually preparing the digestive enzymes you need, the saliva, like all that good stuff. But eating too fast, it just kind of goes and your body's not able to actually absorb all of the nutrients because you're chewing fast. And I just have to practice this so much, girls, ladies, men, whoever's listening. I have to practice this so much because I'm just such a fast eater. And so chewing your food, me chewing my food is the second tip. So eating more whole foods and less processed foods, chewing your food. And I would say this is something that I dive more deeper into what probiotics are, but I would say the third one of the 7 that I really wanted to mention here is eating probiotic foods and taking supplements. So probiotics, antibiotic is, guess what? Antibacterial. But the problem about antibiotics, and especially if you've had a history of antibiotics throughout your life, it kills off bad bacteria, but it also kills off good bacteria. And your body actually has tons of bacteria and needs tons of bacteria to it's part of your immune system to fight off things, right? So our gut we have something called our gut microbiome, which actually is supposed to host a lot of that good bacteria. But because of all the sickness and all these different things, many of us lack good bacteria. So we need to replenish it. So that is what a probiotic is. Good bacteria, probacteria, good for it. And so you could do this in many ways. You could do it naturally by eating more fermented foods like sauerkraut. A lot of people eat kimchi. Don't do dairy, so that's not what I do. Kombucha is fermented tea. I love kombucha. That's a great way. I also take a probiotic supplement from doTERRA, actually, and making sure that I'm adding that in there. Apple cider vinegar is a fermented vinegar. Digestive enzymes are another great one that actually helps even when you're eating food. Sometimes some people have less digestive enzymes that are produced, so taking a digestive enzyme so your body is actually able to use and break down those foods is something else. All right, so those are 3 simple tips, but maybe what you need to really get started, right? So eating more whole foods and less processed foods, chewing your food, and then third, eating probiotic food and taking supplements. There are 4 more other simple tips to start healing your gut. Again, go to the Healthy Body Resource Library at madewell345.com/Healthy Body Resource Library, and you can download that free guide. And that also has the link in there to the Healthy Body Community, my free group where you can process that. Or if you're ready to really get some higher level support around this topic and others, it also has the link to the Academy. You may have just heard a siren. Anyways, hopefully they're okay. Hopefully everything's okay. So grab that free resource. You could join the community, unpack that. But again, if there's 2 kind of ways that you can really interact with me this month around this topic and others, you could apply for that free coaching call, as well as you could be sure to check out the Academy. That's only now $47 a month. I've made it affordable for a reason. Or you could do the one-on-one option. The 47 is the group option. The one-on-one option is a one-on-one call, unlimited email access to me per month. One-on-one call per month, unlimited access to me, and as well as everything the group has for $247 US. So you could pick and choose, and you could always do group and then upgrade to one-on-one if you wanted. But that is how I'm coaching ladies in this higher level coaching way. And they're just seeing, we heard from Jenny last week, and a lot of the other women have experienced a lot of great transformation as well. So you could be looking out on the podcast in the next few months, maybe for another one. So that's it. We're focusing on digestion and on all fronts. Make sure you're on my email list. If you sign up for any of my resource libraries, you'll be there. And that way you'll be updated each week on what's going on. In the Facebook groups is where you see daily action, daily support. But, I'm also on Instagram. Do a lot of Insta stories if that's where you're at. So anyways, that's it. That's kind of what's happening in April 2019. We have some more exciting stuff in the next few months. But pay attention to this stuff because your gut is really important. It's not sexy to talk about, and it's not even necessarily sexy to try to heal and stuff, but it's important. And we're going to have 2 amazing interviews in the next couple episodes on this, that women that deal directly with digestive gut and health. And then we'll have an essential oils episode all on digestion. Okay, that's it. I will talk to you soon and hope you take use of these resources, the calls, the Academy, all of the above. All right, bye.